Brought to you by Seven Peaks Fence and Barn.
Hey, are you planning to install a fence and wondering how to properly set fence posts? Well, in this video, we're going to cover two important aspects: the proper width and depth of your post holes and determining the frost level in your area. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to tell you all about it. Here we go. Now, the first question I want to answer is, how wide should your post holes be for setting your fence post? Okay, so the width of your post hole depends on factors like your fence type, your height, the soil condition, local building codes. A general rule of thumb is to make the diameter of the hole about 3 times the width of your fence post. Okay, so if you have, for example, a 4x4 post, a square post, whether it's metal or wood, the hole diameter should be around 12 inches. Okay, so 4 times 3, 12 inches, about 1 foot. This ensures proper stability and securely anchors the post into the ground. Okay, so equally important is the hole depth. Okay, typically the depth should be around 1/3 of the total length of your post. Okay, so most of the time we do 8-foot posts. So for instance, if you have an 8-foot post, you're going to want to dig a hole that's approximately 2.5 to 3 feet deep in the ground. Okay, so this depth provides adequate stability. It also minimizes the risk of leaning or falling over, things like that. Okay, so remember, the biggest thing, you want to consult with local building officials for building codes and regulations. They're going to know best and know the specification guidelines in your area and requirements, different things. So be sure to check with them on those requirements for fence posts. Also keep in mind that for larger and heavier fences, so if you're doing like a privacy fence that has wood and a lot of wind load, you may need to adjust the hole size as well as the depth accordingly to provide for that additional stability. Okay, so remember that when you're doing those, more wind loads and different types of fencing, it may require more bigger holes and deeper holes, so keep that in mind. All right, so now how do you find the frost level in your area to know exactly how deep you should set a fence post? Okay, that's a very important question. So determining the frost level is super crucial. Okay, it's crucial to avoid potential issues caused by frost heave, and I want to talk to you more about that here shortly. But here are a few methods to find local frost level in your area, and the first one is going to be a building department. Okay, so contact your local building department or permit office for specific information on frost depths in your area. They're going to have great information on all of that, on the frost depths and level. Okay, so local professionals, consult with experienced contractors, fence builders, excavators, people who have practical knowledge of frost depths based on their local construction experience. Okay, they've done it for a long time. They're going to know that information. Okay, another great method is through frost depth maps. Okay, some regions have these frost depth maps available, and I'm going to have a link in the description on those, which provides those frost penetrations in various locations. You can find these maps online, or you can contact agriculture offices or things like that to get that information. But again, I'll have a link in the description on that. Local universities or research institutions, okay? These are going to have studies. They may have conducted studies on actual frost depths in your local area. So local university and things have that valuable information as well, okay? So there's a few methods. It's super important to set your fence posts below frost level, okay, to prevent frost heave. Okay, so frost heave occurs when the ground freezes, okay, and the expanding ice, it exerts upward pressure on objects in the ground, and this can cause the fence to shift, to tilt, become unstable, compromising the integrity of your fence. And you do not want that when building fence, and over time that can cause a lot of issues. Okay, so to mitigate the effects of frost heave, a common recommendation is to set your fence post at least 6 to 12 inches below the frost line. Okay, this depth provides adequate stability and minimizes the risk of post displacement. Okay, so for example, if the frost line is 10 inches deep, okay, that's your frost line, you want to add 6 to 12 inches, so 16 to 22 inches deep is what you want your hole to be. Okay, so by following these guidelines and understanding the local frost level from those methods I taught you, you can ensure a sturdy and reliable fence that will stand the test of time. So thank you guys so much. So hopefully I was able to answer your questions pertaining to post depth as well as width. And again, we want to factor in the frost level in your local area. So if you have more questions pertaining to horse and livestock fencing or any type of fencing we haven't answered, guys, leave a comment in the comments. We'd love to help answer those. But check out a bunch of our other videos where we help and show you guys exactly how to do all kinds of tips and tricks when building fence. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video. See ya.